This is how I win the Great War as Equestria. You start out like any country, dealing with the research, the focuses, and the army. I'll start out with deleting the entire army, and we'll train up 3 rounds of 24 garrison divisions. And for research, you want to do industry first. And since Equestria has pony racial tech, I like to rush down to get the magic of industry. And for focuses, you want to start with the ones that give you political power. And we will be building just some civilian factories and military factories. Then to organise the Navy and Air Force, we'll just delete the Air Force. And we'll shift consolidate the entire Navy into one massive death stack with G. Then we'll just make sure all the factories are assigned. Equestria is a really powerful nation. It has the highest population and industry in the entire mod, but it's held back by these debuffs that can only be removed through the focus tree that's locked behind war. Now you can go for an early war like the Civil War, though that fractures your nation. Or you can wait until the changelings invade and do the focuses while you're being invaded. I go for the second option. Now, if you didn't know, HoI4 is a World War II game, and World War II warfare was all about learning from the mistakes of World War I, which was that tanks are very good for breaking through defences, and airplanes are also very useful. And to counter this, you can build anti-aircraft or anti-tank guns. I suggest building quite a few if you're going to outfit your entire army with it. And if instead of anti-air you wish to contend the air with your own fighters, I suggest building a lot of airports around here. You can also build forts, which the lower levels are quite cheap to build, so you might as well, for that little bit extra defense. Look how quickly this will build. What's that, 15th? It's like a week? Prematurely deploy these troops so we can train them ourselves. Now that we have 150 political power, we'll just take, we'll hire Twilight Sparkle, since why would you not take all these lovely attributes that she's got? Now you can go for building some tanks as well, but I don't feel that they do enough work for the effort you put in. Also, you want to make sure you have 15 factories on rifles, since when the war gets going, we're going to have a lot of infantry, and it may seem like you have enough rifles to equip your army, but this army is very small. Very little infantry equipment is needed, but we're going to be switching over to the much thicker infantry. Here's the path you can start the Civil War. Now, since we don't want a civil war, we'll just go down the certain path of doing the reforms. Now, if you go down the other path, there is a chance that a civil war doesn't happen, and then you get a nice little double portrait of Celestia and Luna, but we're just going for certainty. And now, this focus, the Ministry of Defense, gives us 50 army experience, which you can then immediately spend over here to get more army experience gained. And now we're just going to rush down to an extra research slot, which is what you want to do in every country. And for the threshold integration events, you can just do nothing, all the time, and I think nothing bad comes of it. I like you still have the Forgotten Tribe. I think it might be a little lessened. You can remove it completely if you just do this, and it looks like it's some, bad things. Like I'm giving up a civilian factory, but no, it's not that much. Like we've got 50 civilian factories. Now I've got the armies split up on the border. You can have a single army across the whole border, but it would, when they make a breakthrough, you've got divisions on one side redeploying all the way to get to the other side. But if it's a more concentrated front like this, they only have to worry about going over here and here. They don't have to worry about anything over here. Now, when you've got 5 army experience, you could create a even smaller division, just a 2 width. And then you can pump out 100, maybe 200 of these, and that's just an even, taking the idea of what we're already doing to an extreme. I've not actually explained what my idea is. We've got these nice, good divisions here. Well, not perfect, but they hold quite well. But you can't produce them in great quantity in time for the war. But the main problem with the war is that when they push through you, they just really exploit any holes in your lines. And so it's better to have a very bad division in a tile than no division. Because even if it takes them a day to destroy it, that's an extra day that you've got. But that's an extreme. It probably takes a week at least. It holds them off every little bit, and each battle that they are in, they're suffering some attrition. They're losing some weapons while they're fighting. They're taking, even if it's a tiny bit of damage, it adds up. And that's the second idea, that they have really good divisions at the start of the war, but as time goes on, they're losing all the great equipment and some manpower, and while we're just buffing up, also their supply lines get longer. Though I have had games where I've kept them at bay at the border. I think that was before the new update with supply, but don't think it changes that much. The main way the war is meant to go is, the changelings invade us, are weak at the start, and then we get pushed back, and then we call for help from Stalingrad. And for some reason, for such a small nation, they're pretty powerful, and they come to our help. And before, it was there was no requirement. You just, as soon as you were at war, you do this focus, and then he's in the war. It's just I remember I managed to not lose a single tile, and then called them in, and so the changelings had made no headway, and then we already called in reinforcements. They added in that requirement that you had to actually be losing the war to call for help. And then after that was added in, I tried again without losing any territory, and then did it on my own, and that was great. I've seen a lot more recently that Stalingrad declares war on Nova Graphonia, and unfortunately there's now a requirement that Stalingrad must be at peace. Some of these games where I've been losing, and it's like, oh well, I guess I'll call for help since I can't hold on my own. And then there's like, no, I can't call for help because they're being aggressive. Nowadays, the changelings do actually navally invade, so you might want to be a bit more careful on the naval game. You start off with a great navy, so it shouldn't be too bad, but also maybe get some units to just guard the coast. What they do is they navally raid around here, and then once they have that foothold, they also go around here. But that can be a good thing, since once they open up a second front in your land, and having a front down there is not that bad. Look at that. Look at all this supply, like the changelings all over here. This is just a death trap for them. But in general, just having a second front for them, takes a lot of pressure off of the main front, which has been most of the ways I've been winning before. But that's kind of cheeky, just doing that. So we'll try and protect the waters. Just remove all the light ships split it in half, send half the light ships back, and quarter down these ships. Then we'll borrow one battle cruiser and two heavy cruisers, and this will be our convoy raiding fleet. Then the rest will be on, patrol, convoy escorts for not much reason. It's more for, we'll not do that then. Only when I have to say it out loud do I realise how silly that is. It'll also be on convoy raiding. And then the main fleet will be on strike force. And we'll have to remember to put it up when the war starts. There goes the war. Not much we can do. Just root them on. Go on, you can do it. Seattle. Oh look, they actually won. You can go down the Crystal Empire focus path to, buff them. It'd be in the spirit of things, friendship is magic. So you can help your ally out. That'd be a nice thing to do. Or you can get another research slot. We're not really doing much in the way of tanks or navy, so we don't really need that extra slot. So, for once I'll help them out. You get a free bonus for the starter fighter at the beginning of the game. Don't even need a focus for that. You get a bonus for fighter over here. It's mostly just a waiting game until 1010. 1010. Oh, we've got 50. We can get rid of trenches are scary. We would like to have more entrenchment. Let's research some marines for some cheeky naval invasions later. I would never normally do this. Like yesterday I researched some mountaineers to see if we could do something in the mountains, but the supply down there is terrible. It's just atrocious. Maybe I should try it again sometime, but build some supply hubs in there. Do military training again. I mean, that's just gonna really help us out. Like, we've already got 2 of the nasty spirits out of the way. Oh, no, all 3 down. Now, which one do we want? I think we'll get bonus attack for... well, it's more learning attack, so as they're on the defensive, as they level up, when they're fighting defensively, they'll learn how to attack, which will make the counter-attack all the more powerful. Oh, that's new. And on historical focuses as well. I mean, I don't think I've actually seen that happen in any game. I know it could happen, but it's very strange. Oh wait, hold on. It says it joined, but then it... did it lie, or... Oh, I guess we'll see if that has any effect on anything. I don't quite see how that would do anything. Don't think they'll have much of a game impact, but who knows? I've never seen it before. Be on the lookout for when war support hits 15%, because then you'll be able to switch over to early mobilization. Let's do the changeling problem, as it gives us an extra 2% more support, and that'll get us over the 15%. Oh, no, world tension did it. Alright, we're gonna go down to magical studies for the extra land doctrine bonus. You can see it's 1010, so it's coming up to the time that they declare war. If you don't notice the time, just be aware for when the polar bears get taken over. Make sure Blue Blood has both of his massive defensive bonuses. Oh, here it is. So now just be ready for the alert that says changelings are justifying on us. The Urgent War Committee does say that you can take this when you're at war, and you may know that you can take it as soon as the war justification shows up, which gives you enough time. Like if you click on it as soon as they start justifying, you can get started on putting down the magic of friendship, which is a lot of good buffs in time for the start of the war. Now I've had a game where as early as October of 1010, which was before even the justification showed up, I was allowed to take it. I've not gotten that consistently, so I'm not sure if that is always the case. But in that case, like, I got even more down the tree and I was just even more powerful. But just be ready that if you're doing a focus and you see you hear that says we're being justified on, just immediately pause, cancel your focus and start going down the urgent war committee. Oh yeah, look, what did I say? Stalingrad keeps declaring war. That just must be their new basic path, because I always see them like that now. Oh yeah. Also, don't forget to up the repair queue, because it's silly that they just repair 4 at a time when there's 7 in the dockyard. Oh, look at that. I haven't followed it, but yeah, at some points, like, I just lose a bunch of military factories. It was 36 military factories a moment ago, and then it's no longer there. Crystal Empire is no longer our puppet, which is very strange since we went down the entire help the Crystal Empire focus tree. I was under the impression that this focus tree was, keeping them under leash, but maybe it's more making them more independent. Yeah, so it was the Crystal Empire no longer being our puppet that meant that we lost like 10 factories, which is unfortunate. Anyway, since this war is about to start, we'll stop training and let them entrench. It's alright not doing focuses while I'm waiting. Like, I'm getting extra political power, and when we do this, we're gonna spend a lot of political power all at once. Get one last military training. Oh, and that's just enough for us to get our first land doctrine. It'll be a little while, but then we can get the one that gives us some defense, which will make the defense a lot more easy. Any day now. If I had... Oh! Right there. See? As soon as that happens, we click this, and we're ready. And then, as soon as we've got that, we get the decision to gear for war and consider this is the important thing. Consider introducing conscription. I just go for the bigger one. And then also we can up the economy straight to partial. Now, I used to think that why bother wasting political power going up to partial when we get to go to war economy down here. But this is a good couple of days of extra, building military factories, which is very useful. Now we'll lower the speed so that we can think about this nice and quickly. So we've introduced conscription, and then our manpower is going to tick up. Then after this war committee, we'll go for new generals to actually fill out the armies. Like, we could have already had them with these, but why bother assigning them that when we can when we're just going to replace them with the better generals just before the war. And then we'll just go down here, and around here is when they actually get to declare the war. Get this up and running. That's everything there. Got the better fighter. I can make a variant. I'm immediately going to train up all the good divisions that we've got, and the pony power is going to be constantly ticking up and be able to get these out in time. The goal is for these not as good divisions to just hold off while we fill out a good defensive line of good divisions. We could even, what we could do is just switch out what we already have here for the good divisions. You don't have to wait for them to train up to 20%. And they'll be under equipped, and but they'll also get reinforced. Got the new generals, so we can set up the sort by defensive, and we can get them to be there already. And don't forget to get the military advisors. It's just free experience. Well, cost that lovely political power that we saved up. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the changelings cheat. Only a little bit though. They spawn divisions behind your lines, just like them, you know, setting up infiltrators. But it only happens at the beginning of the war. I guess that makes sense since we're more on alert afterwards, but they only spawn in the same place every time. They spawn in these 3 points surrounding this city. They spawn in this little alcove and somewhere here. I'll just put these divisions up here to make sure that we get a nice, fair start to the war. Otherwise, you know, they're behind our lines, and then it's very easily broken through, and then you might as well just have the line back here be your initial line and just let them run over quickly. We're a little bit undersupplied in some areas, so we could have you know, built up beforehand. The railways are very cheap, so you know, if we had the foresight, it would have been a bit better supplied. Also, if I had built some trucks, I could have set this to motorized, which helps slightly. Actually, I do have some trucks, but I've not been building them. And oh, here it is. Okay, so just way down to speed 2, and then, you know, after a couple of days the infiltrators spawn in, and we will accept all help. Here it is. So he spawns here and there. So I went too far over there. Oh dear, not very good on the air front. These are biplanes though, going up against they're outnumbered and very outclassed. So I think he did his work, so we'll just move him back to a defensive line behind a river. And these are ready to come out, so we'll get another one out and ready to defend.
At the ready.
I usually just trust the Crystal Empire to hold their border. Sometimes that doesn't work, but I invested in them this time, so let's hope. And let's just help them out with retreating. Let's you know, not let them die needlessly if we can help it. If you want to go Daybreaker, it's very powerful, but you know, let's just keep it nice and democratic. So you just keep doing the you know, more powerful options that gives you supremacy, but you're powerful enough without doing any of it. I did the one at the beginning that's straight up to extensive conscription, but do it in steps. But that's you can get away with one, is what I'm saying. Ah yes, they've got a lot more intel advantage. I neglected creating an agency this game. I usually always do that. How's the Navy doing? We're taking out some of their freights. That's it. When we've got this mixture of high quality and low quality, just switch over the icon to be able to distinguish them. Oh yeah, we've got we invested in anti-air, so we've got that going for us. Even with the CAS, it's not affecting us as badly. Give ourselves a pat on the back for that. Already have naval experience. It's just invested into the carriers. They're like really great. Yeah, that was the third thing. If World War I was learning that tanks are good, World War II was learning that carriers are good. This is usually the weak spot behind this river. Counterattack to get that multiple combats debuff. Were they? Who's bombarding us? We are. No, they are. How's that happening? What's going on here? They repairing? That's what happens. That's what's happening. Okay, well, we're losing naval superiority, so I think we should get some extra divisions out just in the case of a naval invasion. Can be, you know, very small units. Like if you had the 2 widths, like that holds off a naval invasion. It is so hard to do naval invasions. You just have to, you know, either invest into, well, I suppose we're doing Marines, aren't we? Or you just hope that they're leaving their ports unguarded. Oh wow, you beat a tank.
Our lands must be preserved.
This front's doing fine. This front's holding also. At a point when they start overrunning your fallback line, just switch over to a regular order, because when the line is like ordered behind their lines, they start doing crazy stuff like trying to walk around the line. I also like to order the generals in order of where they are on the front. So, you know, the leftmost army is leftmost here. Their army's definitely come to a grind now, and I'm sure they're losing a lot of equipment. We're losing a lot more, but we're getting much more efficient in producing it. Yeah, this part of the front is pretty weak. We could push through it if we wanted to. I find usually when you can start to push, that is basically you never stop pushing, you just go straight to the capital and you basically win. That'd be an early game, wouldn't it? I suppose I should try that. Let's try that just to see if that works. So, go forward. Aggressively. 5 speed. Because, like, you know, even if they make a breakthrough and you make a breakthrough, you're more aggressive than the AI. You'll make it to their capital before they do. Okay, I'm seeing more red lines here. I think I failed there. I underestimated them. Oh, look at that. They naval invaded. I meant for this to get up. Sometimes they do naval invasions like immediately after one, so let's just make sure that we deal with one first. Oh, got the defensive doctrine.
Keep it up, everybody. Answering.
Oh, another naval invasion? Or is it the same one? Oh well, they've landed low of troops, which should be a nice big encirclement
Magic
when
makes us
it's
strong.
when we do get it. I think we'll win this one.
Keep it up, everybody.
Look at all those tanks.
Our lands must be preserved.
Yeah, I think this is working. Nice quick response has saved the day. Anyway,
Ready to do our part.
just set up a full back line. The earlier, the more entrenchment they get. Oh, oh dear, this is almost encircled.
Open fire.
Let's see, which one is this? This is, well, it's lowercase troops, but don't. This is a bad situation over here.
Answering the call. Keep it up, everybody.
Did I hear another naval invasion? Vancouver? Well, that's not really bad. Like this is just I mean, you're already about to win this location anyway. I didn't even want that city. How's the next set out? They're trained enough. I think we need them.
Ponies
That's
at
good.
the ready.
24. This area is under threat, so let's get them up. Nice, good assaulter is what we need. Okay, we've won this,
Ponies at
so
the
now
ready.
we can guard the coast, like you were meant to do. Yeah, down there. So need 33 to do that perfectly. So just an extra 22. That should do it automatically. We need a lot more body power, and we're still gaining some, so we're about halfway there, so it'll just take a little while.
Our lands must be preserved.
I like to make sure there's an overlap between the front lines, so that, you know, if they break through, sometimes like you know, there's a large outcropping and the front lines only go up to just where the outcropping leaves, whereas if they overlap, then most likely the outcropping will fall under one of them. Yeah, Marshall. Yeah, just keep picking the good options, so you don't really need them.
Magic makes us strong. Ready to do our part.
Oh, we need a lot of, yeah, we're running low on anti-tank, and well, a lot of things we're low on. But we're still building lots of military factories.
Our lands must be preserved.
Yeah, they also naval invade here. But, I mean, I didn't even intend to protect that, but I did. Oh, is this a big one? I think this is a big naval battle, but, oh no. We got destroyed first. That doesn't usually happen. Just don't let this happen, like, that's asking for an encirclement. Speaking of... That's not an encirclement. If we had... well, actually we could let them get in still.
Neither snow nor rain can stop us.
Did he also stop his attack? I guess. Weird. We can get another... now we get more breakthrough and soft attack. Getting even more powerful. I suppose about around this time, if we had invested into mage companies, we'd also be getting more breakthrough. It's not necessary though, it's nice to have, but also like another thing to allocate some more military factories to. Okay, I think we've got a good number of these divisions out, so we'll just make the one last, and then we'll have to build enough infantry equipment and all of the rest for it. Let's just make sure that the ones in combat are getting it first. Oh, they're doing it again.
Ponies, at the ready. Neither snow nor rain can stop us.
This has a good chance of fighting and winning. And look at all that green. Well, it seems that we're not going to be fighting down here, because this mountain is just a death mountain. Like they just have a hard time doing anything here. They just starve to death here. But it's funny that there's only like 2 tiles here, so it's really easy to defend here. And then this lake is impassable. And then you continue on the border along here, where I suppose you could try in the mountains, but the supply is also bad for you, so mountains are good defensive, but you'd want to be supplied. Naval invasion down here, but we're prepared this time.
Ready to do our part.
Speaking of, how's those new divisions? Not yet trained. And they've been seen off.
Ready to do our part.
Basically trained up. Let's get a naval invasion out. But we don't really have... I suppose we could try a naval invasion over here. Usually just always go over here. Such a long queue, and you go to the port with only one repair thing. Let's take logistics wizard. He is a unicorn after all. Oh, even this army full of just garrison divisions is being able to push. This is the point when you know that you're ready. And this is before even the event that, what's it called? The Heartswarming Miracle event? When does it happen? Like 20th? I assume that it'll happen on Christmas Day. Oh, look at all that manpower, bunny power. Now we just need to get up more equipment, which we are building. Ooh, music to my ears. Yes.
Ready to do our part.
Yeah, Heartswarming Miracle, 26th. Ah yes, and this. Oh look, we actually have enough political power to do it all. I mean, I always pick the find them all now. But this time it didn't actually put me into political power debt. So I could actually change the law or something if I wanted to. Let's take war bonds. That's nice. Oh, and we can get a new land doctrine. And I think this is more mechanized since we've not been doing that. Let's get more leg infantry. Ponies do have 4 legs. New close air support. Let's get more attack. Ooh, the
Our lands must be preserved.
crystal front isn't looking too good. Let's help them out. Yeah, I intended this to just be my usual, way that I win this war, but then I didn't create an agency because I kind of wanted this video to be a bit more universal. But I always pick an agency, and then I had so much free space to do research, because like when I don't bother to go mechanized or do much research, then I just don't go down the extra research slot. But since I did, because that is a useful thing to know about, I ended up researching Marines, and so now I'm doing. I mean, I do always do naval invasions to just kind of speed up the end of the war, but I never pick up Marines.
Our lands must be preserved.
And we've done all the main reforms, so now we can try and go for nukes, but like even with these slight bonuses, it takes like 10-15 before you get nukes, and by that time I've already taken out the changelings, which is unfortunate since there is some custom flavor text for when you do nuke them. We're holding too well that we can't even call Stalingrad in. Like a couple months ago, the threshold was even greater, so you'd have to wait for them to almost be at counterlot before you call them in, which is a bit difficult. So I don't really know what to pick then. Oh, get a air doctrine bonus. Yeah, I think this is a very comfortable spot right now. We're holding. We're even able to slightly push a little bit. And as time goes on, we're just getting stronger, they're getting weaker. What are the casualties like? They have... Oh, we actually have a lead on them. That wasn't what it was like in some of my other games. But, so this is like a really good game. Even on faction-wide. Should we wait for the bonuses? On the large scale it doesn't matter, I think it'll all cost the same, but in the short term I think if we wait we'll be able to get both of them immediately, which is tactically very, very useful. On the grand scale it doesn't matter either way, and on the short scale it does help. Then you should always do the short scale, because like, do you want nothing or do you want something? I'll take something. Ready for naval invasion. Let's see, are we ready to reinforce this? There's a lot of troops there, but this guy's not doing much. We've got so much manpower, yeah, they can protest. We don't even need them. Yep, a little encirclement there, that's nice.
Magic makes us strong. Magic makes us strong.
I mean, at this point we've just reconquered the area already, so you don't need to train, prepare that one. Let's go somewhere a bit more useful. At this rate we're not gonna get enough anti-tank and anti-air to fill out all the divisions, so just increase the number of factories we've got assigned.
Answering the call.
Seems the naval invasion's ready. And fire.
Answering the call.
There's probably Gallipoli somewhere in this game, or you know, a pun, a horse pun of Gallipoli. I wonder if it's very hard to invade. That'd be interesting.
Give them no quarter.
Here we go. Now this is how you do a naval invasion. And now we've taken a, we've landed, we've got a port.
Moving out.
We just spread out as much as possible.
At the ready. Neither snow nor rain can stop us. Our lands must be preserved. Ponies,
And
at the ready.
I think we're safe from our own naval invasions, so let's just show up and spread like disease. Ooh, look at that going. Don't need naval invasion support anymore. They are coming down on us with a force. Look at those big tank divisions. Just as a little insurance, let's build a nice port down here, just on the off chance that you know, they take this one. And they've taken the port, and we are only halfway to building the first one. Not looking too good. Maybe we should have sent those good divisions that could actually pierce these tanks. It's amazing that they're not attacking, because then attacking into this tile would halt the production. We've got 12th September, 2 days. Oh no, the last day, and they're attacking, and they're gonna win. Oh, I can't believe it. 1 day was the difference between maybe a couple of them escaped and all of them dying. This is so dramatic. Dramatic and traumatic. Oh dear. 99%. Maybe if I had just picked that construction engineering, it definitely would have been done. Oh well. Oh, this was our Gallipoli. Is Crystal Empire back to their borders? A couple tiles short. Only 2 actually. Another land doctrine. But for, well no, also infantry gets orb. But it's a big one for tanks. Then we can't get, actually we need improved infantry 3. We can research this right now, it'll take 100 days. And then we've got a focus that'll give us a bonus for infantry equipment. Then maybe do that in 300 days. They always end up, when they're so successful, you know, they push past the line that you've drawn for them. So just keep making ambitious lines.
Keep it up, every pony.
Let's get rid of all these, and we'll replace them with the nice big ones. Wait, what? Oh. Well, Anne Philly is one of the top levels because, well, she was in charge, and we've got that spirit that increases chance of leveling up attack. Isn't that nice? Though, does this leader skill bonus is minus 100? Is this a bonus? Or is it talking about this? Don't know. It feels like they're pushing us back here. well, I'll just be an even bigger bulge to slice off. Nice little giant encirclement.
Answering the call.
More war bombs. And we've just got lots of political power we don't really need. And well, we're over. Got enough pony power, so we can lower the conscription level. Yeah, this not paid license. I don't think I have any control over that. So, you know, they don't send me a request like saying, "Can we have a license production?" And then, what am I supposed to do for this? There's no there's no. Oh wait, they will not accept. So they took a license production off me, and they're not paying for it. And I can say, like, stop using my stuff, and they'll say, no. I don't get what this alert is supposed to be about. Nice concentrated army force to cut them off. And the final normal doctrine gets some recon, but we don't have. Do we have recon on? We don't, but we could. No, we can't. Do we have enough sport equipment? We've got lots of sport equipment we could add on if we wanted to. Well, that's why this isn't fighting as well. It's the older stuff.
Ponies at the ready.
Let's try a tricky frontline switcheroo. Oh no, we don't have enough manpower for that. And we're losing it. Let's switch back up to just juggling between the two. Gotta cut off this railroad. Stop them from getting supply. We're low on fighters, so we'll switch over to air production, and you know, we don't have any more focuses today.
Ready to do our part.
Yeah, I just loves to worm its way around. More chances to encircle though. Maybe Anon Philly can be better use down here. Do the job that I think he was unfortunately given a weaker army.
Moving out.
Much better.
Magic makes us strong. Our lands must be preserved. Ready to do our part. Moving out. Keep it up, every pony.
Get that recon company in. Just regular. Does it say cavalry? I noticed in the base game that Just recon was named cavalry because the others are motorized. But obviously in this mod there is no cavalry. Everything's cavalry. We're not winning as fast as I thought we would. But we are definitely winning.
Magic makes us strong.
I didn't see we were out of pony power completely. Well, no wonder. So, got up the conscription law.
Magic makes us strong.
This is really dragging that into a stalemate. I think we should have another go at that naval invasion idea. Oh. They did join the faction. Are they a major? No. So I guess I get to puppet them at the end of this. Isn't that nice? Do they have any contribution? No, nothing. That's what I was thinking. I thought they were a bit far away. I mean, you know, I thought maybe they could send over a couple of troops, but yeah, they're far too far away to do anything else. I suppose if I'm trading with a river lander, then they could intercept some of the convoys going around. At this point we can just
Our lands must be preserved.
switch over to a single giant battle plan.
Advance.
Don't think these are coming out. I think we'll capitulate them first. Let's just go up to 5 speed then. And even in this war that dragged on a little bit longer than usual, it's only 10-14. And even with bonuses to atomic research, it takes like 10-15 to get the nukes. I mean, that's the ability to nuke. You also have to build up a lot of reactors, and they don't start producing nukes if you're too low on crystals. It's just too convenient to just defeat them. Oh, we got this. Now we can get the much better land doctrine. Just one of the middle ones. I suppose we'll continue down the same path. And with all that, oh, there goes the polar bears. Gonna say, let's see just how much a full planning bonus will be on this. We've got 85%. That's a lot of green as well. Usually New Maryland does some naval invasions if we can't. And even with us providing the green seas, they're not doing it today. And this is basically it one. Did we just get the siege of Vrax? Just went past Vrax. An event for the Staplos, their capital. Then the capital moves up here, and after that it should be over. At this point it's just a steamroll. Like, if I just stopped the army, even the polar bears would just take over. Here's the Vestaplos. Vestalipolis. And simple as. Oh, but before the war ends, let's see what the casualties were. About 5 million and 2.5 million. So, about double. There we are. Yes, this is different. Let's pop it. Very nice. Very nice cadence. You really want to coastline that badly? I mean, at the very least, connect it with your territory. Well, that was all you wanted, was it? Too bad you're taking this territory. No border gore here. The rest can go to changelings. Very nice. This is a first for me. I mean, not the border gore, but a continuous crystal empire to the coast. Well, no, actually, I think I had them go around this way. And there you have it. You survived the Great War, and now you're much richer militarily, and you make full use of your manpower, pony power. And now you just have to do the one last compromise. Not much bonuses to get from here, pretty minor, but just gets rid of the organized movement thing. That it's actually just kind of a speed bump, isn't it? Anyway, after this, well, you're still harmonic, so you just have to justify on the one big bad over here that you're allowed to, or this one. Usually he would justify on your puppet, and that drags you into a war. But that was basically it. You know, I think you can handle your way around here now. You're very powerful. Huge army. And unified? Yeah, we didn't even ask Stalingrad for help. So they didn't get this territory that they asked for in return. Yep, very good then.